Getting that good old propel water in me. Boop, boop, boop. Another day, another dollar. Thank the Lord for another 24. God, I knew that was you, man. I'm finna go into work. Y'all know how I do night shift hustler. Y'all already know third shift warrior. Quick video though, man. We talking about a touchy subject, man, when it comes to corrections, man. This one, it's a serious topic, that must be addressed. It's unfortunate, but it happens all the time within the correctional system. Jails, prisons, nationwide, worldwide. We talking about corrupt staff, dirty staff, staff, prison staff, COs, officers, whoever that bring in contraband to the inmates. Staff members that sleep with the inmates, whether it's male COs fucking the female inmates or vice versa, female nurses or COs sleeping with the inmates, or hell, shit, man on man or woman on woman. Hell, it was a CO a few years ago at my prison, man. He had got caught sleeping with a transsexual inmate at the prison I work at, man. He got time and everything for it. I think he did like 2 years in federal prison. He was having the transsexual inmate on the unit, on day shift of all shifts when there's so many people on shift. It's a lot of staff walking around. Inmates are out and about. He was having this inmate give him sexual favors on the unit in the cell. He ended up getting caught though. Good guy though, man. Other than that, I never really thought he would have done some shit like that, man. But it just goes to show, man, you don't know everybody. But yeah, he ended up getting 2 years, prosecuted and everything, man. He did federal time, But I want to talk about why the shit ain't worth it though, man. You got to think. See, a lot of times in a prison, with the females, they may not be getting the attention they crave, on the outside, or it could be vice versa. You got male COs in a women's prison. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I worked with women before in the county jail. Some of those females, they are attractive. The county jail I worked at when I first started working corrections, there was a girl in there. She was she went to the same college as me. She actually I played football. She was actually one of the cheerleaders. I knew her personally. She was in there. I think for like domestic violence, or she got to a fight at the club. But there's some attractive women in the prison. So I could see a male CO coming in there. He's not getting the attention he craves on the outside, or a woman nurse, female CO. She doesn't get the attention she craves outside. On the outside world, these inmates are manipulative. They got 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 until their sentence is up, to try to compromise staff, to try to have inappropriate relationships, So an inmate may come up, man, they start showing CO that they see, they don't have a lot of self-esteem. They don't have a lot of self-confidence about themselves. They start showering them with all these compliments. Saying they look good. Oh, I like your hair. I like your uniform. Oh, you smell good today. What perfume is that? They got all the time in the world to think of what they're going to say, what they're going to do, man. The next thing you know, boom, man. The staff member to slip down the rabbit hole, man, end up having an inappropriate relationship with the inmate, man. It's all I done heard and seen so many stories, man. We go over this shit every year in training, and without fail, somebody always gets walked off, either arrested or they lose their job because they choose to have inappropriate relationships with the inmates, They may be in the back closet with an inmate, Me personally, man, I'm like this. It's a billion females out here, What I need to be going in there trying to fuck a inmate, and risk losing my job, risk going to jail. It's not worth it, man. It's plenty of females out here. I have no problems getting a woman on the street, man. So no, I'm cool, man. I'm not jeopardizing my job for nobody, man. I'm cool. I'm good. You got staff members that bring in contraband. That's a big problem. That's a big, big problem in prisons and jails nationwide. It used to be, back in the day that we didn't make enough, you know, so the inmates will take advantage of that. They may come up to a vulnerable CO, somebody they think is cool, you know. I don't know how the shit goes down, but I just know, like, you know, they usually offer a proposal. They may say some shit like, I'll give you, I don't know, $500 or $1,000 if you bring me in a cell phone and some drugs, cigarette, shit like that, man. And the problem on their end, the staff members' end, is they're thinking short term. They're not thinking long term, you know? You gotta think with your mind and shit, man. This shit like chess. It's not checkers, you know? So let's just say, I don't know, you can even say like you got a big time drug dealer or some shit, man. I don't know, a drug lord or something. He coming there with a proposal to you for $5,000, you know, saying he gonna give you he wants you to bring him some dope and his contacts on the outside on the street, man. He gonna give you this number and he wants you to goddamn call this number and whatnot and set it up, some shit like that. You gotta think over the long run, what is $5,000-$10,000 versus you throwing away your career, your retirement, your pension, you know, your reputation is out the door, it's tarnished, shit like that. You may possibly go to jail, you know, for who knows how long. I've seen people get a year, 2 years, 3 years. I think, matter of fact, this shit was big, man. This shit was crazy. There was a federal prison out in California. I think it was a women's prison. I think it was Dublin or some shit. But this is how crazy this shit gets, right? Y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? When I tell y'all this story, the goddamn warden over the whole prison, man, he ended up getting like, I think they gave him 8 to 12 years in federal. This shit just happened like last year. He was, they had a whole system, man, where it was him, other staff members, other male staff members, man, they was fucking the female inmates, man. And the shit had been going on for a long period of time, man. And this shit, the inmates finally, I guess they were able to prove it, man. And they took down the whole fucking organization. I don't know what they called the shit, man. They had some kind of crazy name for all the shit that was going on, man. But that shit hit the news. I remember we was in training last year. They was talking about that shit, man. The warden, you know, this is like the big dog. He's over the whole prison. How the fuck, you know, it's like the warden. You know, I could see like a CO or some shit, maybe a case manager, but the fucking warden fucking got taken down, man. Fucking dirty, man. This is somebody you're supposed to look up to. This is your leadership of your whole prison. You know, that shook up that whole prison. I think they cleaned house, man. Everybody, they transferred everybody out. I'm pretty sure they brought in new staff, you know, but they was, that shit had been going on for a long time. I think he ended up getting like fucking 8 to 12 years, like I said, man, over that shit, man. I guess he is intimidated the female inmates, had them scared. They wouldn't report the shit, man. And finally came out, you know, and the shit was crazy, man. You know, that just goes to show you how deep this shit can run, you know. But I'm like, man, the shit is not worth it, you know, because like I said, you fucking up your whole livelihood, you know, over what? A few $100s, a few $1,000s, you know. Me personally, I'm like this, man. I work so much fucking overtime. I'm fucking making over $100,000 every year, you know, just with overtime. What do I need to take a shortcut for and risk my freedom? That's the main objective at the end of the day. I'm not doing no time in nobody's jail. That's all the motivation I need to follow the rules, to be an upstanding officer, do my job, not take any shortcuts, bend any corners, break any rules, violate any policy. That's all the motivation. I don't want to do no time in nobody's jail or prison. I love my freedom. I love coming home every day, being able to go out, fucking go to the gym, holler at some chicks, whatever. I don't want nobody telling me when I can motherfucking go to the bathroom, what time I gotta go to sleep, what time I gotta eat. None of that shit, man. I'm cool, man. You know, when I took the job, I knew what I was getting into, you know. And I've been doing this shit 12 years now, man. Planning on riding it out, man. I'm cool on all of that, man. Don't come to me trying to bribe me. None of that shit, man. Your ass is getting rolled up and you getting brought to the goddamn, the lieutenant's office, man. I'm done. You're done. You're through. Finito, man. I'm cool, man. They're not looking, these officers and prison staff that go down that route, they're not looking at the long term. All the money that you're missing out, your retirement, you lose all that shit when you get fired or get fucking arrested, your pension, all that. They taking all that shit, man, your benefits, being able to provide for your family, all that shit, man, all because you want to take shortcuts or you want to go fuck off on the inmates, man. Motherfucker, man. Like I said, even if you ain't got no game, you can't get no females or you can't pull no dudes on the street, fucking go, man, I'll fucking go buy an escort or fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'll pay for a motherfucking escort, some shit like that, man. Before I fucking go down that rabbit hole, it's a trick bag, man. They not finna trick me out of my spot, man. I put too much time, too much effort into this shit, man. I love my job. I love doing my job. You know, I genuinely love being a correctional officer, you know. And I never thought I would do no shit like this. You know, when I was in college, I was studying business finance. You know, I like math. I like the stock market and investing and shit like that. But one of my math classes, I think it was advanced college algebra or some shit. That shit was hard, you know. So I was like, man, I had ended up changing my whole major. You know, I was looking at, because I had already passed, I think, intermediate algebra. So I was looking at majors that I satisfied that math requirement, and they boiled down to sociology, criminal justice, and communications. So I started looking at those three majors, and I was like, what jobs can I get with these degrees? You know, so I looked at criminal justice. I was like, they got a lot of different agencies I seen, you know, probation, prison, being a cop, working in the court system, you know, shit like DEA, Homeland Security, ICE, U.S. Marshals. So I chose that, you know, and then once I got towards the end, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So I started talking to one of my professors, you know. He was like, you know, won't you try being a correctional officer? He used to be a correctional officer back in the day at the county jail, I think, before he became a college professor. So I was like, you know what, man, I'm going to try this shit out, man, see how I like it, you know. So I had like 2 semesters left of college. I applied to the local county jail. I had been working there on night shift, you know, and I was only like 3 or 4 months in, and an inmate committed suicide, and he left me to find him. So I almost ended up quitting that shit, man, because that shit kind of fucked me up. I was like, I wasn't used to seeing no shit like that. I'm like, I'm still low key. I was 20 or 21, so I was damn near a kid still. I had never seen no shit like that, man. Motherfucking hanging, shit like that in the cell and whatnot. So I almost contemplated, you know, not even doing corrections, but I ended up sticking it out. You know, I worked at that county jail, then I got on with the feds, the Bureau of Prisons, and I started at FCI McDowell, West Virginia. I did 2 years there. Then I transferred down here to Butner in North Carolina, the federal prison here. I've been here ever since. You know, but I actually enjoy my job, man. I like the aspect of it. You know, I get a lot of questions about it when I tell people I'm a correctional officer, you know. When I tell people I'm a correctional officer, some people, they be like, yeah, I had an aunt or my mom worked in correction for years, retired and stuff like that. So I love sharing stories like that and whatnot, man. But like I said, I like my job, man. I like my freedom. You know, I'm enforcing the policy, the rules, the procedures. I'm cool. Don't ask the inmate. Don't ask me. Goddamn, I'm not bringing in nothing you're not supposed to have. If you're supposed to have it, it's in the policy, in the manual. Cool, man. If you got it coming, I give it to you. But otherwise, man, I'm cool. I'm not sleeping with no female inmates, none of that, man. I'm luckily, the prison I'm at, it's all men, so I ain't got to worry about that problem. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I worked in the county jail, you know, and dealing with the female inmates, you know, I would be on the unit when I would get assigned down there. You know, I would come on the unit doing my rounds or my searches. You know, as soon as I walk in the unit, they in there cat calling, whistling and shit like that, man, you know. So I always had my mindset when I dealt with the female. I used to hardly not say not one word to them. You know, I was strictly by the book, shit like that, man. They got used to me, how I operated and whatnot, man, because I wasn't trying to have nobody accusing me of saying something, doing something. I'm cool and all that, man. Like I said, it's a billion women out here. It's a billion men out here that's free. That's outside on the outside of the prison, you know. When you take this job, you know, all my people that's interested in corrections, becoming an officer, when you take this job, you know, you are a ward over that the inmate. You know, they can't consent to sex, man. That's in the policy. You can look that shit up, man. Most prisons, 99% of prisons, an inmate cannot consent to sex while they're incarcerated, and you are over that inmate, you know, so you're breaking the law. If you decide to go in there, fuck around, fuck with these inmates, just know, man, it's going to get out. You're going to eventually get caught, you know, whether you choose to do that, bringing in contraband, cell phones, cigarettes, fucking dope, you're going to eventually get caught, because this is how the shit goes, right? They get you, they loop you in, they got you. Boom, you brought in the pack or the drugs or the dope, whatever. You dropped it off, you snuck it in, you fucking threw it in the trash can, the inmate find it or some shit, or you start having a relationship with an inmate, you know, this is what's going to happen. You know, they're going to start demanding more and more of you, more and more, more and more. Then eventually you're going to get to a point where you're like, this shit ain't worth it, man. I'm not doing this anymore, you know. The inmate going to be like, well, shit, check this out. We got you. We got you right where we want you, man. You going to bring this fucking dope in, or we going to fucking report your ass to the fucking SIS, the captain, whoever. And you're going to fucking get found out, you know. So that's why it's not even worth it, man. You're going to eventually get caught, man. You know, you don't want to have that feeling of constantly looking up your shoulder. Oh, is this the day they're going to fucking finally catch me? I come through the front lobby, about to go through the metal detector, you know, for work. And the motherfucking investigator or the local police is waiting in the front lobby, ready to arrest my ass. No, I'm cool, man. I'm doing my job. I'm not taking no shortcuts. Slow money is better, man. Motherfucking slow money is for show money. Fast money is not the way. I'm cool, man. Taking them shortcuts, man. I'd rather work for it, you know, and have my freedom and still be able to go home at the end of the day, man. Over taking a shortcut, you know, breaking the law, man. Over what? $5,000, $10,000? I got that saved up, man. I'm cool. I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I like my freedom. I like to be able to do what the fuck I want to do, man, when I'm not at work, man. I have no desires to fucking be locked up in anybody's prison, all because I chose to bring in contraband or sleep with an inmate, man. It's not in me. It's not going to happen. I'm cool. I'm good, man. It's just a job at the end of the day. I do my hours. I try to do my job to the best of my ability, you know, and I go home. And that's it, man. Y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. I got merchandise for sale. Check my website out, www.theghettobodybuilder.com. I got a lot of t-shirts, hoodies on there, fitness-related stuff, man. You know, all this, the t-shirts and hoodies you see on my website, I actually designed myself personally. You know, I came up with all the designs, all the logos and whatnot, created my own website, you know. So anything you buy comes back to me directly, man. So check it out. You know, support your boy if you want to buy a t-shirt or a hoodie, man. But yeah, to all my people that's still interested in becoming a correctional officer, man, just follow the rules, man, at the end of the day, man. And do your job, go home. Do your job to the best of your ability. Don't take no shortcuts, man. It's plenty love on the streets, man. You can find, it's somebody for everybody, man. Just make sure that it's not nobody that's locked up that you are in charge of as a correctional officer, baby. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.